Them tiny bubbles, tiny bubbles, make me feel fine. Them tiny bubbles, champagne makes me warm all over the time. Here's to the silver sea, but mostly tiny bubbles in the wine. Tiny bubbles in the wine make me feel happy, make me feel fine. With a feeling that I'm gonna love you till the end of time, end of time. Now, for those of you who are looking at this in particular, and it's a little lopsided, IMF free, we got backflow and etc. This is exciting. Where the square is doubled now, meaning more magnets have moved up into position, and now we have two squares like we see in the ferrocells forming here on the magnet. Because this is a magnet model. Go figure. It's not a coincidence. This is going on. We've been talking about this. So now at this point, all the bodies in the chain are pushing against each other, and that's been pretty evident the last few days. Non-stop fuckery scheduled to continue. Enjoy. Hold up. Oh no, the roof is on fire. The roof is on fire. Mother fire. Stop wasting time. Mother fire. Hold up. Oh no, the roof is on fire. Stop wasting time. I got a friend with a bowl in the basement. Just fall out. I like it when you girl, baby, make it. Hold up. Oh no, the roof is on fire. The roof is on fire. Been accused of calling these hotspots months ago by someone who continues to call me names today. We've seen the evacuations and the lives and homes lost. I pray none of them were listening to the person who smashes snakes with rocks. These are not hotspots. These are actual fires. I'm not making this shit up. There's more of Siberia burning than 4 of Texas's on fire. Their homes are burning, and their forests are burning because they're also hollow and throwing trees and fully leaved branches to the ground, just like my neighbors and your neighbors and everybody around, watching their foliage wilt and die, even though they're putting water on their plants and their yards and their gardens and their fields. I surely thought 1 in a million, money gonna kill a man. Highest from the people who deny it from the smoke of another man's home. Who set the world on fire? Who set the world on fire? You know I love you all. Live a smile to save the world. You know I need you all. not have set the world on fire, but I sure as hell warned you it was coming. And I also told you about magnetic braking the day the east coasts of the globe would go to low tide and the west coasts of the globe would go to high tide. See the difference? There's 12-foot difference here. I've already covered this. Mediterranean, showing big difference. East to west coasts. And we just went over this. It's not just oceans, it's all the damn water on the planet acting that way. Except for the Gulf of Mexico, right? Yeah, maybe a little bit. All these bodies of water are showing west coasts higher than east coasts, just like I said it would. It's not a coincidence. Plug in an alarm clock and keep track of this. We're slowing down. They may tell you we're speeding up. Just like everything else, you're going to be required to do this, to know the truth. And if you don't have it in you to plug in a clock and sync them and keep an eye on it, that's your problem, not mine. I've been doing it with several hundred folks over here for months now. This isn't something we just discovered. Again, we've covered all of this in detail. Mostly I'm a bit sheet, but here too. Proven. Anybody can prove me wrong. You know, bring me that NASA link. Tells me that my axis didn't shift and make the moon do a cartwheel every night for the last 12 years. Show me that. Oh, you can't. NASA actually came out and admitted Earth's axis tilted in your lifetime, making the moon roll. It's confounded. It's confused. It's rolling 180 degrees from wax to wane, north to south hemisphere, specific views from your front porch every 12 hours. Even if you lay on your back, the moon is doing cartwheels, amazingly enough. Watch your craters, watch your shadow. You can't roll a fucking shadow on a ball by rolling the ball. It's got to be you. Duh. For 11 years, I had people telling me I was wrong. Earth's axis hasn't shifted. This is popular mechanics. 33,400,000 publications since NASA came out and admitted. Now they do blame climate change. They blame the fucking glaciers, but they admitted the Earth's axis shifted. The Earth's axis shifted, making the entire sky do brand new things. Orion will lie on his back at rise, and on the west, he's laying on his face, just the same as the moon. Because we used to do this compared to the ecliptic here, working model, and we tilted. Now everything does a new dance. Simple as that. Now we're tapping the brakes, and the water is starting to act like we're tapping the brakes. It's simple. You live on a ball, the water's starting to push forward because we're tapping on the brakes. See that? We're on fire. Magnetic braking, heat induction, and 3 suns burning their microwaves on you. 2 very visible in the day when it rains. You get 2 rainbows, 2 completely different spectrums. People call them inverted. They're not. Look at the layers on them. They are different bandwidth. That means something, for fuck's sake. That is science. That is physics. That is light spectrum in your sky. And you've been staring at it for a good year or 2 now. Yeah. The third one's behind you. It's a black light. You can't see it, but you can see the blue and the effects it does, just like at a disco nightclub. on your outside. It lights up your fluorescence and all that stuff, and we've seen that with several different channels. And I mean, go out and do it yourself. It's amazing. Go out and look at night. Tell me why it's so bright and what that big ass shadow across your northern horizon is about midnight. What is that? Big fucking shadow blocking out all the stars behind it, way up into your sky that you can see with your own eyes. Northern horizon. Go look. We don't hear many people debunking that because that's something that'll make you fucking pants fill up really fucking quick. You don't have to watch the moon flip over and upside down. You can look behind you at your north horizon at that massive black globe behind you that we watched sneak up on us, so to speak, for 2 years. Did you miss something? Fucking debunk that, bitches. We have seen several pictures from several different people that hate me of this thing, trying to claim it that they discovered it. Like, oh, I don't know, Relentless Maverick, his channel. He had the fucking yeah. Remember that? I remember that. He was like, oh, look what I found after watching our lives and me pointing it out for fucking months. John and I and Polly and everybody debate, is it there? Well, we walked outside after watching it come in at us for what, about 6 months, about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago now, and started watching that thing because in the physical eyeball, you can see it. In the physical ISWA, you can see it. I've pointed it out several times. And I'm pointing it out again. I'm not going to hold your hand and take a picture. How about you get one? That'll prove you looked at something I look at every night. For 3 years, every day, we have watched this progressively get worse every day by small increments. We have nicknamed it the slow train wreck. For 3 years, we watched this develop well beyond any parameter that CERN was ever operational. This has nothing to do with man made weather modification. You're surrounded by giants you can see at night a lot better than the day. Question me not. Go look. Then maybe you'll know something. Your pants are going to be full. You'll know that. You see the massive body that the arrows are indicating are here, that the charge buildup is indicating that are here, and it moves. It's a planet. It's got moons up in this region that are pinching this magnet and the Cherenkov radiation coming in, just like a radioactive nuclear power plant has its cooling tanks, keeping all that Cherenkov radiation in. That's what you're looking at on a grand scale. This isn't a guess. This is the objects you're going to be looking at tonight. Midnight. Go out on your north horizon and look. If you can't, well, try it tomorrow. Hundreds, I don't know, maybe thousands of you have looked. I do. I knew it was there. We had debated for months, watching it getting closer and closer. Now it's right in your ass, and I'm telling you, you wanna wake up? You wanna see just how right we are or how wrong we are? Go look. Simple. 5-minute task. I have never uttered a word over here that I couldn't prove in a court of law, and I challenge you to prove me wrong.